I'm sure at least once in your life, after being with certain people or in certain places, you've experienced a very low mood, or another way around, after being with some people in some places, you was actually very happy afterwards. And that is because energy is contagious. And in order to manifest and align with your desired reality, you have to protect your energy from bad intentions and just very negative people that are surrounding you every single day. Hello, my name is Nadia and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be speaking to you about how to protect your energy from negativity in your life that is surrounding you everywhere, wherever you go, but also how to be open to the positive energy and welcome it in order to align with your desires. Now, this video will be very spiritual and it will talk about energies and all the good stuff. However, psychology and neuroscience also support the ideas that I will be speaking to you about in this video. So, as you know, we are made out of energy. People around us, everything is energy. Nature, everything around you is energy. You are energy. You're made out of energy. So, other people's energy, certain places have certain energies, and these different energies can affect you. They can affect your mood, they can affect your manifestations, they can affect the way you see and view reality, and that again, it can create a reality for you, maybe a reality that you don't necessarily want. Because a lot of times, when you spend time with people that constantly complain, are very sad, and just live this very miserable life, you will start to view your life that way. And it works both ways. If you start surrounding yourself with very happy and positive people, people full of ambition, people who genuinely enjoy life, again, you will start to love life. So, this is how energies work. We are affected by other people's energies, but there is also studies that support this. It's not just spirituality, energetic field. I believe all that, but there is scientific research that proves this. There is research that says that we mirror other people's energies. So whatever someone else is feeling, you can feel as well. There is studies that show that when people feel fear, we can feel the fear that they feel without actually knowing what they are scared of, but you can sense the fear on them, and then that increases your own fear, your own anxiety. Being in nature improves mood and decreases anxiety, and there is studies that show that being in nature, walking in nature, can actually help with depression and anxiety and generally mental health. And again, I believe that that is because nature is alive. It has its own energy, and that energy is impacting you, your mood, and your life. You are affected by other people's energies everywhere. You're affected when you go to work, when you go to school, when you go to university, when you meet with your family. So it's really, really important to be surrounded by positive energy. Now, I don't know what your family is like, I don't know what your workplace is like, but in order to protect your energy in these places, if you know you're about to go into a negative environment, the best thing you can do is to make sure you're not in that environment for too long. So let's say you have a very, very toxic and negative workplace. The best thing you can try to do is find a different job. And now, do not get me wrong, there is people out there applying for jobs, trying and doing everything they can to change a career, and that's fine. I understand it's difficult, but I also know people that are in negative energy every single day and they do nothing about that. And that's a problem, because you are not doing anything to help your own energy, because you think if this job is temporary, then it can just be negative. That's fine, I'll deal with it. Your subconscious mind is absorbing that energy. So if especially for the people, if you think your job is temporary, it's a part-time job, or maybe it's job before a career change, don't let that job, a job that you don't even care about, ruin your energy. You have to find a different part-time job. Again, I understand it's difficult, and if you're trying to do something in that direction, that's already good because at least you're aware of the problem. But like I said, I know people that are doing nothing about it because they think because it's temporary, you can just deal with it. Temporary can mean a month, but it can also mean a year. And a year in bad energy, negative, toxic, generally unhealthy energy can affect you, and it can affect how you view reality, which then reality responds to your mind. So it's going to ruin your manifestations. You will be manifesting bad things for yourself, sometimes without even knowing, because you'll be so affected by other people's perspectives and energies. Now, for the people that are trying to change their environment but cannot at the moment for whatever reason, don't worry, your manifestations will not be ruined just because you spend a couple of hours a day in a bad energy. It will just be harder for you to achieve what you want. But if you have this mindset where you can genuinely, you know already that something is affecting you negatively, and you already have that mindset like, this is not who I am, I do not identify with this bad energy, I am someone, whoever you are, trying to get wherever you're trying to get. If you have that mindset of knowing that life can be good for you, and it is good because life responds to you, then your manifestations will still arrive. You are still in that identity. This negativity is not going to stray away ruin your manifestations, but it's still important to protect your energy. And now, bad energy, like I said, it can be a family, it can be work, but it can also be social media. And that is so important because I feel like we have so much negativity nowadays on social media. And I think that is affecting our energy the most because you scroll and you see a 15-second bad video and you watch it because it's only 15 seconds, but then it's another 15 and it's another, because there is just so many videos. Your algorithm keeps showing them to you because you keep watching them and you think you're not affected, but in reality your subconscious mind is always affected. It's always responding to certain things. So you have to start avoiding certain situations, especially if you are in a bad job. If your family is also giving you negative energy, they don't support you, they're complaining, they're always, full of doubt, whatever it is, don't let other things that you can control. You can't always control your family, you can't always control your work situation, but you can control what you consume. You can control what music you listen to, what movies you watch. If you're constantly watching true crime, if you constantly listen to quite sad, maybe breakup, depressing music, unfortunately, that is still negativity. And now, I'm not saying you have to always listen to high vibrational beats or frequency waves, whatever, because that's, if you have to force it, that doesn't work. However, you do have to eliminate some negativity in your life, like I said, especially if your other environments are negative, for example, work or family or whatever it is. So, the first step in order to protect your energy is to change what you can control. So, always make sure that you're listening to music that makes you feel good, whatever music that is. Make sure that what you consume online also makes you feel good. It doesn't have to be motivational, but make sure that it's not negativity. Make sure that it's not news, which is constantly full of propaganda and full of just genuinely bad news. And now, awareness is amazing. We should all know what's going on around the world. I understand. However, watching the news isn't going to help you because you fall into the loop of watching the news and constantly listening to the bad things that are happening. First of all, that news half of the time is propaganda. It's not real. That's not what's actually happening. Second of all, everyone knows about it. So you don't need to watch the news to find out what's happening around the world because you're going to find out anyway. So make sure you filter what you consume. Like I said, different music, different movies. Generally do things that make you feel good. If you can change your job, even if it's just a temporary job, change it to something lighter. Just whatever, do everything to always protect your energy. If that means limiting seeing your family, if your family makes you feel bad about yourself, about your goals, about your desires, then maybe they need to rethink their life. Maybe it's your time to put yourself first. Because if you want to manifest your desired reality, then you need to do it with the version of you that already has it. And that version of you is always protecting their energy. They're always making sure, it aligns with the desired reality. And obviously, your desired reality is very high vibrational. It has high vibration, it has high vibes, good vibes. Now, another really good way to protect your energy is meditating. Now, meditating is something that I'll always encourage everyone to do because it helps with so many things. It helps to talk to your higher self. It helps you open up your intuition more, to be more intuitive in life, to know, to get answers. But it can also protect your energy. You can work with energy, you can work with your chakras. There is a lot you can do in meditation. That can be either listening to meditating just by yourself, meditating with frequencies. Guided meditations are good as well. I don't think they are just for beginners. I think they are just good overall to sometimes just listen to what someone has to say in a way that you can generally just like relax and listen to what they're telling you to do. Take a deep breath, think about your higher self, whatever it is that your guided meditation is telling you to do. It is good to sometimes do guided meditations as well. So, obviously, meditation alone resets your nervous system. It makes you a little bit more calm. It gives you that, state of just being as your higher self, as your soul, detachment from your ego. Meditation can do two things for you. First of all, it resets your nervous system, it makes you calmer, it helps you. And that again has a lot of scientific proof that meditation does help with your mental health. It resets your nervous system, it helps you relax, it helps your body feel safe. But also, some guided meditations genuinely help you release and push out the negativity out of your body. And I do them sometimes, and personally, I love the feeling of pushing out negative energy out of my body. I believe that genuinely works. Meditation just helps you return to your own energy, claim your energy back instead of carrying other people's energy. Now, another way to protect your energy is to carry protection energy things around you. Now, not everyone's going to believe in that. I personally do. I believe certain things like jewelry, crystals, they are very good with energy. Colors as well. I think colors carry energy because they have different frequency. Again, energy is frequency, it's all the same. With these types of things, it's all to do with intention. So it's not necessarily that a certain piece of jewelry is going to be your protection just because you got it somewhere. It's generally about your intention. It doesn't have to be real. You can take literally any piece of jewelry. You can say this bracelet now is going to be my protection bracelet, and it can become a protection bracelet because that's the energy, that's the intention that you're putting into it. Spells and all these like things in witchcraft, it's all about your intention. If you're doing some salt magic outside your door to protect your house, it's because you're putting the intention into it. That's why it works. Your intention is the energy behind it. Now, some things are very sensitive to vibrations and energies, for example, crystals, and I'm going to name protection crystals here that you can either have with you. People will have them in their bra, in their bag, in jewelry. I think jewelry is great overall as protection. Again, it doesn't have to have a crystal, but it can have a crystal, or it can just be a simple piece of jewelry that you put the intention of that being your protection jewelry piece. And I genuinely think that does work. It can be symbolic, but it can also be spiritual. It can be witchcraft energy, whatever you believe usually works. Another most powerful way of protecting your energy is your mindset. If you believe that other people's energies affect you a lot, they will affect you a lot. If you believe that you are immune to other people's energies, again, you will be maybe not fully immune, but you will be harder to break when it comes to energy. So it's all about mindset. If you let other energies affect you, they will have that power over you. Now, don't get me wrong, I do think it's good to be sensitive to certain energies, especially when it's positive, especially when it's like I said, nature. It has just such a good effect on us. Or some people have such high vibrations, such high energy, that you generally feel so good about yourself after being or listening to these people. That can be, again, on social media, or it can be in real life. So I do think we should be sensitive to these types of energies, because you do want that high vibration in your life. But when it comes to negativity, you always have to protect your energy, and you can never give it the power to control you. Another thing that I think is very important is dark magic and bad intentions. Again, dark magic, bad intentions, it's all about energy. But dark magic specifically, it really, really feeds on fear. So again, if you give it that power, it could potentially affect you, and you don't want that. Dark magic feeds on fear. That is just so important. Always remember that. Because if you are scared of someone's intentions, if you are scared of someone putting a spell on you or whatever, they will be successful with that if you are scared of it, because fear has one of the lowest vibrations. So then you will be affected by that spell or whatever it is that the intention that they put behind it. So always remember, you have the power. You Dark magic does not control you. It cannot affect you if you set yourself high enough. If you truly believe that you are always protected, you remove the power from whatever it is that was going to harm you, because you have the power inside of you. So that thing, whatever it was, doesn't have the power. So if you truly believe you are always protected, you are always protected. Another thing, everything everything can be a protection spell. You can have a shower, and imagine at the end of the day, this could be a daily practice as well. This is very important. Every single day when you have a shower, you imagine that the water is cleansing the negative energy. Even if you think you had a bad day, even if you think you had a good day, there could be energies around you that you don't see yet. There could be bad intentions around you that you don't see yet. So just make sure that you always cleanse that energy from yourself at the end of the day. Again, that can be during meditation. You can just imagine that energy exiting your body and the good positive energy entering your body. Or you can do it in shower. That's really good to cleanse everything from you. The water is literally cleansing your energy, not just your physical body. Your morning coffee can be your intentional ritual. It can be a ritual where your coffee that you're drinking feeds you with good intentions and protection for the day coming. It doesn't have to be coffee, it can be tea, it can be literally anything that you want, because anything can be a protection spell. Doing your makeup could be your confidence spell, to make sure that you creating that barrier physically on your face from other people's negative energies. Spells are simply focused intentions, and once you realize that, everything around you becomes magic. So you just have to make sure that you don't feed the dark magic with your fear. Don't be scared of it, because you have the power. Everything around you can be magic if you make it magic. Everything around you can protect you if you give it that intention of protecting you. And again, this is so important for manifestation, to protect your energy, because whatever energy you are surrounding yourself with, that energy, if you let it in your head, that energy eventually creates your reality. Because if you sit with these thoughts for long enough, your 3D will start to respond to your 5D. And remember, you are always manifesting your reality, whether you like it or not. So you have to always make sure that you manifest good stuff. And once your energy has been affected by negative people, your subconscious mind is starting to feel fear and doubt and just all these negative things. Your mind is going to be creating that reality for you. Just to sum everything up, energy is creating your manifestations as well. You need to always protect your energy, but at the same time, remember you have all the power. You can protect your energy in any way that you want, and nothing will nudge you. But also, be careful who you surround yourself with. Some people truly are energy vampires, and it's not good for you and it's not good for your manifestation. So just make sure you always have that mindset of you are always protected and you have the power. And if you have any really cool protection energy rituals, you can comment them down below, because I just love hearing other people's stories about spirituality, because we can all be right at the same time.